Hi David, how you doing?
Aye, good, James.
Good, good. So thanks for coming in today.
No problem.
Good, good. You find us all right?
I did. Aye, your directions were really good.
It's easy once you just tell folk about that clock tower. We're 2 minutes, 20 seconds from it, so it's really quite straightforward.
It was.
Right, so I believe Michael Robinson recommended you come down to see us.
That's right. He was very complimentary of your service.
Good.
So
He's just moved in, I think, a few weeks ago, hasn't he?
indeed he has.
Good, good. How'd it all go? All right?
Aye, he said it was really stress free, so that was part of the reason he coming to see you, because I'm really looking to get pretty much my hand held all the way through the process like he did for Michael.
Good, good. So you're a first time buyer, I believe, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Good, good. And you're looking basically to buy your first property?
Yes.
Good. Right, what we're going to do today is basically tell you everything about First Mortgage. We'll tell you who we are, how we can help you, what we can do for you. We'll go over the costs involved in it, explain to you what sort of things you need to be aware of. Really go through the whole process with you, right through to get you qualified for a mortgage with a lender at the end of it, and I'll kind of talk you through each part of the process as we go through it.
Great.
I normally mark it about an hour for this appointment. Is that okay time-wise for you then?
No problem.
Nothing planned for the rest of the day then?
No, I've got time off just to do this,
Good,
James.
good. Excellent, okay. Right, so we know obviously you heard about First Mortgage through Michael, yeah?
That's right.
Excellent, so that's really good to know actually, because a lot of our clients come from referrals, so about 70%, so hopefully you'll be able to do the same for us in due course.
Aye.
Okay,
Good.
right, so what I'm going to do today, as I said, is tell you about ourselves. So I'll start off by just giving you a little overview into First Mortgage. We are Scotland's largest whole of market broker, and a whole of market broker is one who can place your mortgage business anywhere. There's no real restrictions on who I can go to when it comes to placing your mortgage. If a lender goes through the broker market, then we can access their products for you. Alright, it's a free service which we offer, and that's really quite important because a lot of brokers will still be charging you money out there. Some brokers will charge anywhere from, I've heard of 350, 4, I've even heard of one guy charges 700 quid to do this. We don't. And again, just going back to what we spoke about there with Michael referring you on to ourselves, that's why we're able to be a free service, but 70% of our clients come from client referrals. So as long as we do a good job for you, we just ask that you do what Michael's done. We'll tell your friends, family, colleagues about us if they mention they're looking for a mortgage. And as long as you continue to do that, we'll continue to be a free service.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
We do get paid by the lenders that we place your mortgage business with, and all those fees are dependent on the size of the mortgage, and they will be declared to you in due course, alright? And I stress it's not built into your costs or the mortgage, it's a business to business transaction, okay? But we are very transparent with that. We will help you with as much as we possibly can during the process, and Michael possibly touched on this with you. So today what the objective is to find out how much you can borrow and explain the costs to you. But moving forward, what I'll also be doing for you is helping you with the whole home buying process. I've been with First Mortgage for 2.5 years now, but before I worked here, I was a mortgage broker with an estate agency based business. So one of the things that I will do for you as well, once you've seen a house and there's something you're quite keen on, I'll pick up the phone to the estate agents, have a bit of a chat with them and try and find out as much information about it as I can for you. With regards to what sort of interest is in the property, what the client's expectations are, and see if there's any room for a little bit of negotiation. And with a bit of luck behind us, we might be able to save you a little bit of money on your purchase as well. Alright, so once we've done that, and we've got an offer agreed for you once you've seen a property, what then has to happen in the back of that is we get a solicitor involved to put our legal offer in for you. I take it you don't have a family solicitor or anything at all?
No, nothing at all.
We work with a whole panel of solicitors, so we'll put you into somebody that I think is best placed for you in terms of location and things like that. What sort of price range are you looking at roughly?
Well, I've seen one that's a fixed price of 165.
165, okay.
So I'm hoping that's affordable because I really like the flat.
Good, we'll go over that in a wee second, but just in terms of your solicitor fees, fees are all dependent on the purchase price of the property, so it's 165,000. You're probably talking about £1,200 or £1,300 for your solicitor fee, alright, but we can take care of all that for you in due course. Now once all that's been done, once the offer's in, that's when we get you back in, and that's when we'll do your mortgage proper if you like. Regardless of what we do today in terms of talking about rates and things like that and lenders, I can't tell you who I'm going to do your mortgage with today because rates change all the time, products change all the time. So it's not right for me to say to you today, I've got you approved in principle with this one lender, that's who we'll do your mortgage with, because I don't know that. No, they might have the best rates today, but we don't know who's going to have the best rates tomorrow or next week or next month. So, regardless, as I say, please don't think when we speak about one lender today that is who your mortgage will be done with, because it possibly won't be, okay? But we will get you qualified with somebody moving forward. So we get you back in, as I said, and at that time we'll be making the right and best recommendation for you based on the actual purchase price and your deposit and things like that. Then what we'll also be doing for you at that time is looking to sort of help you through your financial protection needs. Are you aware of what I'm talking about when I speak about that?
No, really.
Not at all. Very few first-time buyers are. What we're talking about there is things like protecting your property, protecting your home, protecting you and your ability to earn an income and things like that. There's all the sort of the insurances that go along with buying them or go along with a mortgage. We're also qualified and regulated to take care of all that for you. So that's something which we'll do for you when we come to do your mortgage. We'll touch on it a little bit today, and I'll take some details that will help me with that. But it's something we'll go into in a lot more detail when we come to do your mortgage then. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, fine, James.
Okay. I'll give you this pack away with you. This basically just summarises what I've gone over with you there. There is a brochure in here about First Mortgage. Again, this, as I said, summarises what I've just gone over with you. I'll just run through it very quickly. It tells you who we are. It speaks to you about what we do, what you can expect from the meeting today, and what will happen when you come back to see us to do your actual mortgage application. Again, it touches on the home buying process there. So again, it speaks about making an offer. So I will do that for you as well. I can help you with that.
Okay.
How much you can borrow, we'll establish that. This is a really handy referral. It tells you what documents you need. When you're coming in to do your mortgage, I'll give you a list. As long as you're armed of what I need from you, but this is a good wee referral reference guide if you're not too sure. Again, there's some information here about different mortgage types. I'll go over this very briefly with you. We speak about first mortgages, tracker mortgages, variable, and a few different other ones. For a first-time buyer, I'm going to really sort of concentrate mostly on fixed mortgages for you. I think as a first-time buyer, it's important that you are able to budget at the outset. You live with your parents just now, I'm presuming?
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, what's your biggest outlay? What's your biggest expense?
Probably my car.
Exactly. You're in for a bit of a shock when you get a house, right? It's not just a mortgage, but you've got everything else that comes with it. And we'll go over that with you shortly. But I want you to have certainty and know how much you're going to be paying for your mortgage every month for the first 2 or 3 years anyway, so that you're able to budget more effectively. And it is by far the best thing to do for first-time buyers. Again, I'll reference guide to the protection which we spoke about there, so you can refer back to that and some more information about the legal process. And there is a supplementary guideline or booklet in here about the process, the legal process. So have a look through that. And most importantly, there's my contact details. So you've got my telephone number here and you've got my email address. Email's never off. So anytime if you see a house or you've got any questions or queries, drop me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can then. Alright?
No bother,
I'm not
James.
too busy. Okay. Any questions on that so far?
No,
Quite
seems
happy
fine
with that?
now.
Excellent. Okay. Right, what I would like to do in the first instance for you, David, is create a client file for you. So this is our own database, and what I'm going to do is just take your details, put them down here, and this is what I'll be using to help me give you the best and right advice. So the more information I get from you at this stage today, then the better and more accurate the advice I'll be able to give you. Alright?
Great.
So start off with your first name, so it's David,
Yeah,
and it's Walker, yes?
that's right.
That's fine. And do you have a middle name at all?
Alan,
Excellent. And what's your address?
it's 40 High Street, Glasgow.
That's fine. And your postcode?
Is G1 1NL.
That's fine. And your date of birth, please?
Is the 4th of March 1991.
That's fine. So that makes you 24 just now.
That's right.
Okay. Right, can I get some contact numbers from you, please?
It's 0141
Is this your home number?
It
Yeah.
is, aye.
Yeah, 0141
552
552.
5618.
And what about mobile number for you?
0777
Yeah.
454
Yeah.
685.
I'll just read that back to you. 0777 454 685.
That's it.
And what's your email address?
It's davidwalker@gmail.com.
Perfect, okay. And is it alright for me to keep you up to date by email? Is that alright?
Yeah.
Got other products and services. Excellent. Okay, right. I'm just producing this document. This is basically just our terms of business. There's a copy of that in the welcome pack for you. as
Right.
well, okay.
No bother.
Right, so what tax rate are you on just now, David?
I think it's just 20%.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. And you're British, yeah?
Yeah.
It's fine. Any children?
Not that I'm aware of,
No.
no.
I'm aware of. Well, do you know what? See if I had £1 for every young guy that says that, I'd be able to retire.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Take it you don't get many guys in here then when you're still working.
That's true enough, yeah. It's mostly the girls that come to see me. Right. How long have you lived in High Street for?
Since January 99.
That's fine. And you're living with your parents, yes?
That's right.
Grand, okay. So I take it you're on the voters roll there?
I am.
Hope so. Good, good. And can I ask if you're a smoker at all?
Non-smoker.
Good, okay. Right, let me get some of your employment details now if we can. So you're employed?
Yes.
Right, and you're full-time?
Yes.
Good, good. And who's the name of your employer?
It's Electro Flow Control Limited.
ELC is that? That's irrelevant, to be honest with you. And what's your occupation?
It's a draftsman.
And how long do you work with them for?
2 years.
So would that be September 13 roughly?
Yeah.
Is that round about right? How are they to work for?
Aye, very good, aye.
So what does a draftsman do? Do you know? This one's
Can he-
occupation.
Drawings, can
Right.
you do a lot of drawings for
Okay.
the offshore industry?
Excellent.
Rigs and
Good,
things
good.
like that.
So, just a wee bit more about your employer if I can. You've been with them for a couple of years. Do you know what sort of benefits you get with them at all?
I know I get sick pay, which is 6 months full pay, 6 months half pay,
Okay,
and I think it's maybe 4 times death in service as well.
that's fine. Your sick pay benefit's very generous. The reason I'm asking about that is it's one of the things which we'll look to do for you later on. We need to look to see what the implications would be if you weren't able to work for any reason and what that effect that would have on your lifestyle. So it's important that we're aware of what you get paid by way of your sick pay at the time if it comes to it. And 4 times death in service, you said, yeah?
That's right.
Okay. Right, let me take some details. What's your annual salary?
It's 37,000.
Okay. And what do you clear each month after all deductions?
I actually brought my bank statement,
Oh, good, good.
James, that you requested. The last pay that went in was £2,343.
That's right. And that's your regular pay, that doesn't change much at all?
Aye,
It's
there's
like
no
there's
overtime or
bonuses in.
bonus.
That's
No,
good.
that's right.
That always makes it easier. I'm a great believer when it comes to doing a mortgage. Always try and work it and look to see if you can make it work on a basic salary, because any other payments, they're not regular, so if you do get them, treat them very much as that, as a bonus.
Right.
They can be used if need be, but if we don't have to use them, then we won't. Okay, now can I take some details about any financial commitments which you might have? Now, financial commitments being things like a car loan, a bank loan, a credit card, car finance, any sort of hire purchase, anything at all like that?
I've got a hire purchase agreement, a loan agreement, and 2 credit
Oh,
cards.
right, okay. Right, who is your loan agreement with first of all?
Tesco.
Tesco, alright. They've got really good rates, everyone seems to be going in for loans at the moment.
And you get points as well if you take out the loan, which every little helps.
Does indeed. Like your club card, you collect your club
That's
card
right, I
points.
scanned it. Bing! And they gave me 10 grand loan.
Absolutely. Right, what's your monthly payment to that loan?
103.
Okay, and how long does that have left?
It actually ends in October, so there's just a month
Oh,
left,
you've got 1
James.
month left.
Aye.
I do, that's perfect. And you said you have a couple of credit cards as well?
I do.
Okay, who's the first one with?
One's with Nationwide,
Nationwide, okay. And how much do you owe to that?
900,
Okay, so what do you pay a month roughly? What's your minimum payment?
about 30.
Okay. And your next one?
Is Royal Bank,
And how much do you owe to that one?
it's actually just £40 outstanding just now.
Okay,
It's
so
fuel.
you just pay that off as and when?
I do, aye.
Okay, perfect. And you mentioned you've got hire purchase as well.
Yes,
Right, who's that with?
that's with Hitachi Capital,
Okay. And how much do you still owe to that?
1,740,
Okay, and what's your monthly payment?
£58.
Okay, so you've got just over about 30 payments or so to go. Right, what did you buy from Hitachi
It was actually a laptop.
for £1,700?
Aye,
Quite a
well,
laptop.
we've been a draftsman and doing a lot of drawings. I need one of these iMacs.
All right, okay.
It's,
Are they good?
Aye, but I think if you're used to working with like Microsoft, it's probably no for you. But if you're used to always doing Apple work, then
Right.
it's definitely the best thing for you.
I've
It's
been
just that I
having a
used
look.
that when I was at university.
I've been having a look, but they are quite pricey though, aren't they?
Oh, aye. I think
You get-
it was about £2,000.
It's a lot of money, but I'm sure it's well worth it. You'll get your money's worth it. Right. Okay. So we know how much you're bringing in, and we know how much money you are committed to spending each month by way of your financial commitment. So obviously the main things there would be your credit card and your finance to Hitachi, given that your loan's going to be finished in a month, and your other credit card you pay off every month. So we don't need to be too concerned about those. What I would like to do just now though is try to get an idea of where you anticipate spending your money when you're in your house. What this will do for me is give me an idea of what you spend your money on, what you do with your cash, but more importantly how much you'll have left to not so much live on, but how much you'll have to assign to your mortgage. And we'll use that figure to sort of get a comfortable figure for you, and that will help me make my recommendations for you moving forward. Is that alright for you? Okay.
Fine.
We're going to speak about a lot of general things like general living costs and things like that. So being a first time buyer, it's stuff that you probably haven't had to think about yourself. So being a wee bit older and wiser than you and had a few properties, I'll kind of help you a little bit and give you some guidance if that's alright.
A wee bit older?
Just a wee bit, just
Aye.
a tad, not much, but a wee bit.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
Play my words then.
That's it. So, where do you work generally? Where's your place of work? Is it in Glasgow?
It's actually in Glasgow, aye.
Okay,
yeah.
and you're looking to buy in Glasgow. So how do you anticipate getting to work? Do you drive, use public
No, I still
transport?
use a car, aye.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
the
So-
south side.
Are you hoping to move far from where you live at the moment? Or in the same sort of vicinity?
It'll be in the city centre.
Okay, right. So what do you anticipate your fuel consumption to be very roughly?
I'm still thinking about £30 a week.
Okay, so about 120 a month,
Yes.
Yeah? That's okay. What road tax do you pay in your car?
It's actually, it works out to about £3.
Right, okay, it's a relatively new car, then
Aye,
very,
yeah. Very green.
very green, that's what I was looking for. What about your car insurance?
It's £45 a month.
Okay, that's- what parking, do you have any parking costs?
No, free parking
at
on
work?
at the workplace, yeah.
Good. Okay, right, some sort of general living costs. What type of size of property are you looking to buy? What type of property is it that you're looking to buy?
Ideally a 2-bed flat. If I could get a third bedroom for the same money, great, but the one I'm looking at is 2-bed.
Okay, and whereabouts is it? Did you say city centre? was
South
it?
side
So, oh,
shops.
sorry, beg your pardon, south side. Is it more a traditional flat or a modern flat? This
It's more traditional, yeah.
Okay, great. It can be a wee bit more pricey to heat then. You've got higher ceilings and things like that, and they're slightly bigger. So, a 2-bedroom flat, it wouldn't be unrealistic to presume you'd be paying about £100 between your gas and electricity. Have you looked into it at all?
Aye, that's actually what I've written down here because I think it was on the home report that I seen.
That's what that page is
Yeah.
there in the property questionnaire. Good, good. Are you going to get Sky in, or are you?
Definitely.
Okay, so what are you going for?
I think the broadband's £20 and the basic Sky package is £25.
Right, just the basic package?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll not get those channels that you imagine young guy that you would like on the basic package. You might need to upgrade, but
Alright, what's
stick with
that?
It's just what I've heard. I'm not too sure exactly what they are.
Right, no, I'm not too sure either, James.
I'm sure we can find out for you. Right, your TV licence, that'll be £12 a month. It's always £12.
Yes.
What about your council tax? How much is that?
110.
You get a single person discount then, sometimes known as the loser loaner discount. Okay, but you'll get that. Yeah.
I suppose you've been older and wiser, you would know that.
I've been there, yeah. Right, okay. Right, what about general costs? So, you have a heater. How much?
No, really, no.
Not tickling
Nah.
me. Right, what do you anticipate spending at the Tesco every week?
Well, I spoke to
it.
my parents about this and they reckoned about £145 a month would be.
It's very precise. 145.
Well, if you divide that before, what does that give you?
Tell
I think
me.
she was saying, about,
Right, so about £36.25 a month.
aye, that's what she was
A
saying.
week rather than
She's quite particular on it because she
Okay.
goes to like Aldi's and Lidl's rather than Asda and things, so she knows exactly. She does like online shopping
Does she?
and they deliver at the house, so she said it's kind of regularly £36.25.
Okay, that's fine. So that's what you expect, 145 a month.
Yeah,
Okay, what about your clothing allowance? You would give yourself a monthly allowance for
well
clothing?
obviously I'm cut for a different cloth, so at least £30 a month
Okay.
towards that.
Personal goods, toiletries, etc. Would that be included in your shopping?
Yeah,
or
I usually
just
go
the-
to Boots, the chemist, and it's about £12 a month.
Okay, what about your mobile phone?
It's 35.
Okay. Right, any other sort of, have you associated funds for any other sort of household goods and repairs and things like
Well, my parents were recommending boiler cover,
that? Okay.
and it's £15 per month.
It is good actually to have, and especially in a flat, you'll need to make sure the winter no nothing worse than no heating at that time of the year.
I'm hoping
Okay.
not to have an old boiler in my flat right enough.
Get a new one.
A
A new
new modern one
model.
would be nice.
That'd be good, yes. Socialising and entertainment and recreation, what's our budget would you put for
That's
that?
mostly where my money goes.
What do you spend a week just now?
I would say probably at least £50 a week.
Okay. I mean, it will probably change a little bit, the fact that you've got a house to look after, and you'll spend more time in the house and things like that as well. So do you still anticipate spending about £200 a month?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What about alcohol? And well, you don't smoke. No tobacco costs. Alcohol, is that included in your recreational?
Yeah.
So no additional cost for that then? You don't
No.
anticipate. No worries. Do you try and holiday every year?
I do. I'm quite keen on holidays. I like to go at least 3 holidays a year.
Looking to you, that will change when you get a house. Believe me. We were away last year.
I was actually 3 times away. I was at Turkey
So
just
yeah,
a fortnight ago.
very nice. Turkey's lovely.
And then before that I was in Ibiza, and then I'm going to Ayia Napa through Christmas and New Year.
Listen to you, eh? Well, this is probably the last time you take 3 holidays in a year, but so make the most of it. But you'll still try and holiday at least once a year, I would suspect, yes?
Definitely.
Okay. What do you normally spend on a holiday? Just roughly.
I would say about £2,500 a year.
Right, okay, for 3 holidays.
Yeah.
Right. Do you anticipate still spend going
At least a couple. I still want to do a couple, so
Right, maybe a couple of grand then, yeah?
yeah.
So if you were to budget for that on a month-to-month basis, you'd be about £160 or thereabouts, okay?
Sounds about right.
Right, any other regular expenses at all that you might have?
Pet insurance.
Okay, right,
I've got a cat at home.
okay. And how much does it cost to insure your cat?
£15 a month.
And what about that laptop as well? Do you insure that at all?
I do, because it's expensive, so
Okay.
I think it's about £15 as well.
Okay. Let's pay that as well. Any other regular expenses that you can think of at all?
No, that's it, James.
Okay, please. Let me just put these in as well. 2 seconds.
You busy now?
Yeah, it's going like a fair at the moment, so I do.
You seem to be popular. I think Michael had said you were winning some award.
Yeah, I was nominated for one of the British Mortgage Awards during the summer.
Right.
Won it. So
Oh, did you?
yeah,
Aye.
so I was quite pleased with that. I was quite chuffed. So quite a lot of tough competition. So
Right.
it was not a bad thing to do. So there we go. So you're in good hands.
Aye, good.
Don't like to brag about it too much, but if somebody brings it up, I'll happily
No,
tell
you
them all
seem
about
quite
it.
a modest guy, really.
I can't be. I am. Right, okay, so that's all we need there. So basically, what this is telling me is that you bring home £2,343 a month, and you've got your regular expenditure and what you anticipate spending on a month-to-month basis when you move into the house. So once that's all been taken care of, you will have roughly £1,115 left. Okay?
Right.
So what I'd like to try and establish from you is how much of that £1,115 you are comfortable to associate to your mortgage payments each month. And that's then going to help me give you the best and right advice with regards to the products and the mortgage that I'm going to recommend for you. It will help me to look at the term of the mortgage and just various other aspects of it. I don't expect you to say you're happy to spend the 1,115, but have you got a figure in mind at all? Have you thought about it at all?
I was kind of thinking 850, and my logic behind that is that if I was to rent a 2-bed flat in Shawlands, it would
Okay.
cost me that. So if I could, buy my own place and own it out eventually outright for that kind of money that would pay for
You'd be
paying
happy
somebody
with
else's
that?
mortgage and
Okay.
renting,
That's fine.
then 850 would be.
We'd be fine.
Perfect.
Now, that's just for your mortgage, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, because we can take you back to when we first opened up the conversation and spoke about how it's important that we make sure that you are financially protected, and there's a whole host of different things that we'll cover at the time. So what I would like to do is have a chat with you about how much you would be comfortable spending in total for your mortgage package. Now, if we take your 850 and we look at sort of industry guidelines, it's not unreasonable for me to make a full recommendation somewhere between sort of 10 and 20% of your mortgage payments on top of that for your protection. Now, I think 20% is, well, I would suggest it's maybe a little bit too rich, given that would take you to another £170. So when you add that onto it, again, you're pretty much close to your full disposable income. But even though taking the sale at 10% would be another £85 on top of that, how does that sit with you? No, if I was to say to you, David, I've got your mortgage is $850, but we want to fully protect you and it's going to cost you an additional X amount of money. Would you be comfortable with that once I explain to you what's involved in it?
No, really, I would rather just have it about $850 there or thereabouts.
Right, okay.
I could maybe go to $900 if need be, but definitely no more than that.
Now, bear in mind, I mean, I don't want to recommend it, well, if I can avoid it, no, I'm not going to say, great, I've got $850 to spend on a mortgage. I want to try and get it a little bit less for you if I can, but it's just so we know where the parameters are. Okay, right. We'll have a look at some mortgages in a little minute, but before we do that, one of the things, obviously, just to get an idea of where you're at with it and how much you can buy a house for. You've seen this house at £165,000, so I need to make sure that it's something which you can afford. I kind of always say to my clients that there are really 3 factors which come into it when you determine how much you can buy a house for. Now, the first one is your income and your committed expenditure, which we've got a note of. So what we need to make sure is that a lender would be happy to give you X amount of money based on what you earn and what you're committed to spending each month. You, of course, are a factor in it, because regardless of how much a lender's prepared to give you, when we start to look at monthly payments, if it's way over your budget, it's almost irrelevant. What we then need to do is pull it back to find out, no, a mortgage of X amount or a purchase at this level would equate to the $850 a month. You know, if 165 turns out to be £1,200 a month, then it's fair to say that that's probably a little bit too rich for you, even if a lender is prepared to give you that amount of money. So we know what sort of budget we're working to. And the next factor, or the third factor, is your deposit. Because again, regardless of how much a lender is prepared to give you, based on your income and expenditure, if you don't have a deposit to support it and to put down, you're not buying any house. So what sort of deposit do you have?
I've got £10,000.
You've got 10,000, okay. Right, so we spoke, is that the total you've got? Is that for your deposit? Or
Absolutely.
That's the max, okay.
Yeah.
Right, we spoke earlier on about solicitors and we'd said potentially £1,200 or thereabouts. So we need to factor that in. So if we take off, let's be, worst case scenario, £1,500. Now your other expense that you would have buying a house at that level is land and stamp duty. Now you're very fortunate in that you're buying the property now, because a year ago, when you would have been paying something called stamp duty, which you might be familiar with, you'd have been paying £1,650 on that property. But the new land and building transaction tax, sorry to give it its proper name, it's £165,000. Don't know the exact numbers, but it's not going to be very much. It's going to be a couple of £100.
Right.
Okay. So if we sort of look at the worst case scenario, you're going to be about £2,000 for your fees, being your solicitor and your land and building transaction tax. So that's leaving you £8,000. Now, if you're buying a house at £165,000, the minimum deposit that you'd require is going to be 5%, and we can look to see if we can get you qualified at 95% lending. Now that's £8,250. Can we get together that other £250?
I would have thought so, because I would hope the legal fees and the land and building transaction tax weren't as high as that.
It probably won't be.
Even if they are,
it's £250.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you can afford it. Speak to your folks, they'll be glad to take this. I'm sure it costs £250 to get you out the door. I think they'll be like that. There you go. Right. Okay. So we're looking at 95% lending. So one of the things just to sort of mention to you is that 95% lending is not readily available. The bigger the deposit you've got, the more lenders that will be open to you. 10% deposit, you'll have access to pretty much every lender out there. But as soon as we sort of put, we say it's a 95% mortgage we're looking for with just a 5% deposit, we're very, very limited. There's only a small number. But again, the advantage of using ourselves is that as a whole of market broker, we will have access to all of those products for you anyway. All right. So, a couple of things I'd like to do just in the first instance. Again, I kind of know that the level of mortgage you're looking to get, which will be about £150,750, you will get that given your salary and your commitments.
Right, good.
I mean, I could look at a couple of lenders, but it's one of these things I'll ask you to trust me on. I don't need to get into any lender calculators to be satisfied. But again, it's probably worthwhile having a look just for your satisfaction and your peace of mind, really, just so you can see potentially what might be available for you. just in case you really want to push the boat out and maximise your borrowing potential. If I look at a company called the Halifax, you'll have heard of the Halifax. They're a lender that gives you probably more money than anybody else.
Right.
So just for a bit of fun more than anything, look to see exactly how much they would be prepared to give you if you really wanted to push the boat out a little bit. All right.
Okay.
So this is just a calculator based on an individual earning £37,000 a year and having the same sort of couple of commitments that you've got. So 37,000 wasn't it, you said?
Sweet.
And your real commitment, your only commitment's your laptop, which was how much again, sorry?
I think 58. I've got in my bank statements. 58. Yeah.
And you have
900 in a credit card. Do you use a Halifax quite often?
Probably more than most other lenders, but no.
Really?
Yeah, they're a very good lender, and they offer 95% mortgages, and because they'll give you more money than anybody else, you quite often find that someone's max, want to mortgage to the max, that's where you have to go.
Right.
But there's lots of other lenders available to us, so don't worry about it. But there you go, 185,000 is available to you. So again, as I suspected, we don't really have to worry about getting the level of mortgage that we require from you. What we do have to look at is the monthly costs. So what I'm going to do here is go into this system. This is called TriGold. Okay, so this is our sourcing tool, a virtual high street, if you like. Right, David. So what I've done here, put in it's a purchase. You're a first-time buyer. It's a repayment mortgage, and we'll put in the purchase price of 165, which you've mentioned.
Great.
Your deposit would be the 8250, and we're going to be borrowing 156,750. Now we'll do this on a 25-year term at the outset because initially you really want to be paying your mortgage over as short a period of time as possible, and we would always we'd like to always try and recommend a 25-year term for you if we can. But don't worry if that comes in over budget because we can extend it, and I'll talk to you about the implications of that if we need to do that. We'll maybe take it to a 30-year term or something like that. I'll not put any filters in at the moment, so we'll basically have access to every product that's available to you here. So the good news is, as I said to you, there's a lot more products available. Well, there's not a lot of products available at 95% lending, certainly more than there used to be. But they're all very much of a much. We're looking at products ranging from 3.99% with Nationwide. They've just come into the 95% market, which is really, really good.
Right.
And they're bringing in some really good products. They're really chasing the business. So if we were to place you with Nationwide, we'd be under your budget, your mortgage budget of 826. But there's lots of others. Halifax is slightly higher. We know they'll definitely give you the level of income that you need. You'd be 835 with them. NatWest, they also offer 95% mortgages, so it would be £160 a month. So just to give you a flavour of what the monthly costs are going to be. But what we need to do when we're making a recommendation is, it is about the monthly payments, but we need to think out with that as well and look at some other aspects, because a lot of these mortgage products will carry fees. Now, because you're borrowing at 95% lending, some of the lenders won't allow you to add the arrangement fee onto the mortgage, because that then takes you above 95% lending, and they would ask you to pay it up front. Now, we know you don't have the funds to do that, so one of the things that I might look to do for you is put a filter in where we will look at mortgage products which don't carry any fees. Mm-hmm. Okay, and let's see what that does for us. So again, it certainly limits the number of products we've got available to us, but you can see in terms of the monthly payments, it's still very much of a much. Now, one of the things that we could look to do for you is look to see the difference that payment makes over the term that you're tied into the deal, whether that be 2, 3 or 5 years. The longer that you tie into the deal, then the more expensive and slightly higher the rate will be. Mm-hmm. Because the lender will kind of view it, well, I always kind of say to clients, it's as if you're buying peace of mind for a longer period of time, so it comes with a little bit of a premium. So if long-term stability is important to you, then we would of course recommend a longer term product, or if you're looking for the cheapest option, we would recommend a short-term product. Now, one of the things when it comes to 95% lending, I will generally recommend that we take the product over a shorter term, and I'll explain to you the reason being. Do you know the home report value of this house at 165? Do you know what it's actually
It's
worth?
actually 165.
It's 165,
Yeah.
okay. Right, so you're at a 95% level of borrowing. We're going to be borrowing 156,000. Now, over the next couple of years, the market's improving, things are looking good. So I would like to think that that house price will increase over the next couple of years, and you are making payments towards the money that you owe the bank, so your debt will decrease. Now, in 2 years' time, hopefully with a bit of luck behind us, instead of being at 95% lending, naturally, just by default, the amount of money that you owe the bank compared to the value of the price, compared to the value, will be 90%. And I would like to sort of try and remortgage you into a 90% product in 2 years' time. Whereas if we sort of tie into this deal for a much longer period, might find yourself in a position whereby you are on a rate at 95% lending, but really only owe the bank 90% of the value of the house at that time. Now, there's never any guarantees with that, I should stress it, but certainly the way the market's going, it does look like house prices are on the up, especially the area that you're looking to buy in. So I would think certainly that for the time being we'll look at a shorter term product, but certainly in a couple of years' time then we maybe look to fix you for longer when there might be some more regular increases. And I think as well, because you are a first time buyer, you might hate it. You might not like it, you might not want to stay in the property, so at least if we can sell the house in a couple of years' time, we let you move back with your mum. If that needs to happen, you can do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, does that sound alright with you?
I think the idea of getting the lowest rate now sounds good.
Absolutely. Now, what I'm going to show you again, just to explain to you a little bit my reason behind certain things. If we take out the filter for no arrangement fees, we can look to see sort of roughly how much you'll be paying back over that 2 year period. Okay, so we'll show you basically how much you will be paying back the lender over that time, over the 2 years that you're tied into the deal. Now again, let's have a look here. So if we look at the nationwide deal, it's actually not too bad. Right, the rate's 3.99 and you'll be paying £831 a month. Okay, now there's a £999 fee. So I need to double check if they would allow you to add that onto the mortgage, okay? Because this is a new product they brought out, so I'll double check that for you. If they do, you'll be paying back over the 2 years £19,688. Now one of the little sweeteners is that they're giving you £500 cash back as well, so they'll give you £500 the day your mortgage goes into play, or within certainly a couple of weeks of that. Now if we take that filter out, or rather we put the filter back on, so we're looking at products with no fees. Again, nationwide are coming out not too bad. Let's see how much you'll pay. So, right, to be fair, with the nationwide, because the rate's higher, you would end up paying them back slightly more over the 2 years. You'd be paying back £20,381. So there is almost an argument to say that you would be better off taking the product with the fee.
Right.
But you are paying more and it does take you over your budget. What's most important for you, kind of what you're paying back in total over the longer period, or what you're paying on a month-to-month basis? What's important to you?
Well, what we're looking at, if you were adding on, you were talking about the insurances, if we were adding these on to that payment, what's the overall cost? Because as I said, I don't want to do any more than 900. Right,
well if we look at just the cheaper option of 830 and we make sure that your protection package doesn't exceed 10%, then you'll add on £83 to go into your mortgage broker to work that out. You'll be about £913, so just a smidgen over your comfortable budget. Right. You can't afford it, there is disposable income there, but I'll certainly see what I can do, see if there's any products that we keep it under. Whereas if we look at the 860, it's going to take you even more.
What about if we did it over the 30 years?
Okay.
The idea, if it's more cost efficient to pay the arrangement fee £1,000, then I would do that, because I don't know when I'll move in, so I could save for that, James.
Okay, no worries.
But it's probably more important from my point of view not to exceed £900.
Right, okay. Well, I would be certainly suggesting on that basis then that we do extend your mortgage to 30 years.
Right.
The thing to remember though is that you're not tied into that 30-year term. When you come back to see me hopefully in 2 years' time to do a remortgage, which we've spoken about, if you have found things really comfortable, you might have a pay rise, you're managing your money really well, and you know that you can afford slightly more, we could reduce that term. It's not as if you signed up for a 30-year mortgage and that's it. No, you're signed up for that and there's no way you can change it.
Right.
In 2 years' time we can look to change it for you. Right, so if we look to, again, a couple of products here actually. In fact, the TSB now are coming out a little, no, that's not, no, ignore that one. Nationwide, again, they're sourcing really well, 3.99, 750 a month. So even if I was to go to the 15%, which is kind of midway, you're still well below the £900,
Right, that
£860
sounds
a month.
as if that would suit me better.
It would fit better for you. Okay, right. Any questions at all so far?
No.
Okay, right. So we've established how much you can buy a house for based on various different things, your income, your expenditure. We know how much the banks are prepared to give you. We know what a comfortable budget looks like for you, and we know the other costs involved in it. And we know that you're able to do that. The last thing that remains is to make sure we can get approval for you from one of the lenders, just to make sure they're happy to give you a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound for you?
Aye, would
Okay.
like be keen to know.
Now there's a couple of things we could do here, but no, I'm a great believer in looking to try and get you the best one. You got a good credit score, yes?
Think so,
No
aye.
issue at all.
Yeah.
I'd probably look to do this with the Nationwide, because that's who, contrary to what I was saying at the start, saying that we can't tell you who we'll be doing your mortgage with. If we do this imminently and there are no changes to the rates, then Nationwide is looking best for you. So as well finding out
Aye.
if they would do the mortgage for you. So we'll do a decision in principle with them. It does involve a credit check, hence the reason I was asking how your credit score is. So if it's good, I don't anticipate any problems at all with this. And we'll just take it from there. Does that sound alright for you?
Great.
Okay,
Aye.
it just takes 5 minutes, so we'll just jump onto the Nationwide system and we'll just take it from there then, okay?
Good stuff. So that's passed. Is that a pass?
That was quick.
Aye.
Right, give me 2 minutes just to, let's hit a few buttons here and see what we can do for you, right? Right, okay. Good news, David, that's passed with the Nationwide. Okay,
Excellent.
so you must have an excellent credit score, because
Aye.
95% lending is no tall order. So they're prepared to give you the money that you need, i.e. the 100, in fact they'll give you about 165,000, so not quite as generous as a Halifax, but we don't need any more than that. So all that remains now is for us to try and negotiate a sale on this property, see what we can do for you then.
Good.
So if you're okay with it, I can give them a wee call later on this afternoon and have a chat with them, see how the land lies, speak to you about it, and then take things from there. And if you're okay with it, put a verbal offer in of the 165 with a view to getting it tied up legally thereafter.
Fine by me, James.
Does that sound alright for you?
Superb.
Okay. Any questions so far at all?
No, I'll just keep my fingers crossed.
Grand, and I'll be in touch with you this afternoon then, alright?
Thanks very much, James.
No worries. Speak to you later.